Right. All right, so guys, welcome to today's session. Um, the name is Swift. As you may know. All right. So let me just clear everything from the charts, from my chart. It go pay me shabo. Let's just get it done. Let's get everything done. What- no. Is it just me? I'm seeing a green stuff on my. Okay. All right, so where are we heading? I think these are the pairs that we'll be looking at. Gold and GBPUSD only. Gold and GBPUSD. All right, let's clear everything and then let's start off with GBPUSD. Please confirm again you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
All right,
We can
Chief.
hear you.
So let's just go over. Let's run the full year. Let's see how the previous year closed. Then let's see what we're going to do with that information. Now, this was slick. We had the previous year close right at this open and close, below this open and close region. All right, we had it close there, right? And then we're expecting pullbacks. Now the pullbacks, where are we expecting it? Expecting it. First off, we have where it is currently at. We have this imbalance right here, right? We have this imbalance right here. Okay, from there to the imbalance is quite huge. So we have it up to here, and that's where we now have this A level flip. And then we also have this fee level 1, and I think an unmitigated fee level 2. Yeah, it's unmitigated. So these are the levels that we see. The one it is currently in, all right, this one, and then this one. So what have we got on the um 6 month time frame? We've got this 6 month candle close below. This is a PY, all right, and open and close on the 6 month. Closed above, closed below. The area is still fresh. Now we use the week to continue from the POI, and guess where we're heading at? We are heading either way. We are heading because this is also rejection from imbalance too. So if we close below this, then we may be going as low as this guy. Or if we do not close below this, you can also look for buys to go back up. So our job is actually to set our traps like hunters that we are, and then we wait for reactions. We wait for our traps to catch a good game, and then we engage. That is that, and then is only when we engage. So we have all this here, basically saying the same thing on this time frame. So let's just go to the monthly. How did the monthly close? Now this monthly is suspicious. It closed, price closed above that open and close level. So this month in 13 days the monthly candle will close. So wherever the monthly candle closes, then we know where we're heading at. If it comes down, here, then if the monthly opens, it may decide to use this level here. You see that imbalance. If it doesn't use the imbalance as this is what I mean when I say imbalance. Let me just make it let me make it neat. So we have this imbalance right here. All right. We also have this, sorry, not imbalance. Is it imbalance? Yeah, it's imbalance. Please correct me wherever you see that. I'm going off usual term. This is another imbalance, right? Now, this is a selling balance from here, which has never been what mitigated properly. Price just kept going, above, 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 and down. So we have price heading there now. So if it closes below it, we may have something like this. Below it, maybe here, and then it will pull back. That is if it closes below it, then we may see pull back to here or pull back to here. But the one that's more likely is here. So we may see pull back to this region and sell continuation. Now that's what we're looking at. But then, like I said, what we do is set our traps and see how it reacts on it. All right, so we go down to the weekly. Now the weekly has been delivering price properly and well. After this one swept that high, okay, and closed bearish, we had this POI. If you would know the continuation, the closest, we only had one, which is the open and close level, which was like last week. So price opened last week, and then we had what? We had pull up here. Then we had Tuesday come to sweep the Monday high to tap into this were imbalance to fill the whole gap that has been lingering for long right here. So it filled the whole gap right there. After filling the gap, then we had rejection. Use Monday high as liquidity. So many people will start looking at this market as buys and they may start longing this thing here. And then the market will just disappoint everybody. Now, because of so many orders that were in this market around this region, I'm marking it out. Remember, it is still fresh. If you watch well, this area is still fresh. It has not been mitigated by, just like this one now. It has not been mitigated with wick. All right, it has been body, 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 body closures ever since. So I'm marking it out. It may be useful. So I'm marking it out for the new week. For the previous week, I'm closing this. We are done with the previous week. We are done with the story for the previous week. So first off, let's look for a target for GBPUSD since it has began to sell. Where are we looking at it for? Looking at an exit point for it. We may look at this low here as an exit point, even though it may go lower. For us to take our trades conservative, we use this low. All right. This is where the liquidity is, and this is the whole gap shade inside here, inside this region. The whole gap is right inside there. There's no other imbalance. Oh, sorry, gap, whatever. It's just here. So all here is filled. Okay, all the inducements, imbalances have been filled from here. But then we have this unfilled one, untouched imbalance with gap and liquidity right there. So the market may want to, make some move after touching here. So it is wise that we exit right at this low. I don't know if you're following. If you remember too, this sell you would have cut it, right? Because I remember when we were looking at this PO, I told you guys that no matter how long it takes, that price was gonna come here. If you would remember when I marked this level out in our previous analysis, do you any of you remember? You can open your mic and speak. This high on the weekly, this area on the weekly, because it was just
Mm.
looking so odd to me.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the whole bunch of liquidities that were resting here, we were just swept off with these bullish candles, and then we had the entry we were looking for, and then re-entry. So if you missed this entry, you would have gotten another re-entry here. Now, if you missed this re-entry, now there's one thing. The good thing is that we closed above here, meaning this POI is valid. So remember, we are taking it from POI to POI, right? Meaning it has now mitigated this guy, right? So what will it go to do? What do we think it, or what does it usually do? It goes on to mitigate what? The next POI. So where is the next POI? We have an imbalance right here, and then we have an open and close level right here. So you can decide to use any one. Let me delete my alert I set here last week. Oh, this week. We're still on Saturday. So since it has mitigated off of this, we are looking at it coming back to either of this. We have an imbalance right here, and then we have an open and close level right here. So there's nothing else right now. So we already have a target, right? We already have a final target. So let's look for an entry to that our target. With how it's looking, we may get multiple entries. We get multiple entries. First off, the reason I marked this guy here, I told you guys already, with the way it was forming by vibes here, you see that this order block, this open and close level, some people may call it order block and whatever, but the fact that price pulled above that level, it was never reached for again. It was never reached for again. So it's now becoming suspicious. If we want to take any trade, remember, if you're taking any trades that you want to take to an extreme level, you would have to take it from a what? A good level of discount or premium depending on the direction that we are going. So I will not pick a trade from here and want to hold it up till here because anything might happen. Price may respect it on Monday and come back on Tuesday and sweep everything. All right. So you can see that it's ideal we wait for the extreme. Now, for us to look for the extreme, let us now play around with structure. The one that we all know, the one that we all have learned. All right. So I'll be clearing those two lines so that we can be able to explain it properly. So right here, we've got a change of character, right? This is where the market decided to stop buying. All right. This is the sweep of this high. All right. It swept the high, mitigated. This is a sweep. Swept the high, used it to mitigate inside this POI that we had on the weekly. That is what now this is what validates, or this is what validated this trade. All right. This is what validated this trade. We had a POI here, a formed liquidity inducement, whatever I call it, came back, it swept it, tapped into that POI and broke the structure. All right, now we have a proper break of structure in the opposite direction, signaling what? Trend change. Now, signaling two things, retracement or what? Change of direction. Now, on a much higher time frame, I told you guys that we were what? We are bearish, right? So price may come around to sweep. I told you guys all this buy that we had was what? Retracement to be to an extreme level. So the sales may just have started. We may have these sales come to sweep this whole low or not. So we are not here to gamble with our money. We are here to make money. So even if it comes down here, we will always get a continuation entry. If this our TP hits, it's definitely gonna show us. Before then, we'll definitely see another play in the market that would take. So nobody should get that fear of missing out in. No, 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 no. Don't let it kick in yet. Not even yet. Don't let it kick in entirely. Don't. So always keep up a positive mindset, especially if you're trading this GBPUSD. You'll have to have a lot of patience. A lot of patience. So now let us play with the internal structure inside of this range. When I mean inside of this range, I'm talking about from this high to this low currently. Let us play with this structure. Now, for us to play with this structure, we are going to the 4 hour. All right. Now, let us check if before this sell from here, let us check if the market got to equilibrium. You know what equilibrium is, right? 50% or anything above that for the sell vibe. So this is the 50% right here. You can see that market came or went above that. If you see that before it triggered our POI, it was well inside premium. You see that? So that tells us that, okay, we are valid. We are ready to go. All right. And then we had what this break. Now this is the 4 hour structure we're mapping. So we have this low, right? This is the next low, and this low has just been swept. This low has just been swept. Break of structure. So where is our new structure now? From here to here to here. This is our new the structure we are going with now. So do we know if we are ready for the buys or not? Well, I think that we are ready for pullbacks from here where the price is currently at. We are ready for pullbacks that would sweep at least this high. Maybe we'll come here. Remember we have POIs, right? But I just know that this high on Friday, the Friday high is definitely going to be swept. I just know so. So this other POI we have, we also keep what? Eye on it. We keep eye on it. Remember why I told you guys why I'm keeping this, right? Why I have it in mind. It doesn't mean it's high probability, but it may be high, because if the market really start pushing up, if we are going to see anything equilibrium, you could see that the POI falls just above equilibrium, right? And these other POIs are what? Inside the um premium zone. It's not discounted for us, so we are not to enter, right? So that's why I told you guys, if you want to do anything, you play with the current structure. So we cannot take trades from bottom here. If you want to take any trades from bottom, we end it at the bottom there. But we're not taking it over to the final bus stop that we are trading to. So this is the fire structure, and then let's see what we've got on the fire structure. We've got let's just do the regular SMC thing. We've got this big order block right here. This is the other block that swept this high. The liquidity that this high formed, this is the other block that swept it. So price, there's a tendency price will come there before falling down. So we might have just a tip of price inside here, just a touch, and then down. All right. So, but regardless, this is where our POI is, and it means from here we could start looking for sales. In fact, from here, you can start looking for sales. From this point here, you can start looking for sales. Some people will tell you from here, and this is also valid. Don't quote me wrong. It's also valid, but I won't choose it. Why? Because that POI does not fall inside of the equilibrium. This is equilibrium, right? Okay. Yeah. It does not fall inside equilibrium. It falls below equilibrium. It falls below equilibrium, so we're not taking it. So even if we are to take anyone, it's this one, but this one itself is not even in equilibrium yet. It's still below equilibrium. So the ideal POI is here, here, and then here. So whatever we do, we watch our timing. Timing is going to determine if we take this trade. So we have timing. If it's during the Asia, just avoid it. Okay, if it comes during Asia on Monday, you can avoid it. If it comes during Asia on Tuesday, you can take it. But on Monday, Asia, nah. You don't take it. You wait. Because on Monday, Asia price will come back to sweep the level during London or New York. To just come back, sweep the level, maybe probably just take the highs and then we sell back. So traditional SMC tells us we have to use this whole block, but then with what we know, we are using this guy. Now let's see how that tallies with the daily time frame, right? Well, that's not too bad. On the daily time frame, this does not make any sense, so I'm taking it off. The second POI, the one that we put, yeah, it does not make any sense, so I'm not using it. So we work with the one that falls inside the daily time frame, so we don't get confused. All right? Are we following, guys?
Yes, I'm with you, boss.
All right. So
Yes.
this is where I'm gonna set the alert now. So this is where we're expecting sales from. Then from here we can target this. Let me calculate the pip. So let's just assume it comes here and rejects. All right. If it comes here and rejects, we'll be looking at 150 pips, give or take. 150 pips, right? And then if it comes to the other one, we should be looking at 160 something. 165, give or take, including spread. We should be having 165. So, yep, that's all for GBPUSD for now. So we'll be taking sales from there before that time. We'll do another analysis. Hopefully, this whole thing don't happen until Saturday, but on how it's going, we may see this whole impulse. You know, if price gets here, we might just start seeing impulsive moves. But there's something I want to do. Let me just feed you guys in on it. I'm planning on taking buys probably Asia if it doesn't open with a whole lot of gap, and if I have room to do that by London, sorry, by Asia or wherever it triggered or triggers out executes. I want to execute a buy from here. Now, why am I executing this buy? Let me just explain the scenarios. First off, we have this POI here. Okay. We'll be ending soon. Okay. We have this POI right here. Look at this inducement. Look at the POI right here. It touched and it rejects. Now, this is where our buy starts from. This is the whole structure. This is where the buy is starting from. From here, it is going off to equilibrium. Now, we did not get to equilibrium before the rejection. So price came here to this extreme, triggered, and it's moving up. So it has formed another inducement here, which I've seen. So if it comes down here, I'll take it. When I take this long, I'll be taking it to here. But like I said, if you don't jump when it opens, when the market opens, we don't. If it doesn't jump, or just do something crazy, I'll jump in. But if it does anything crazy, I won't jump in. I can decide to cover this whole guy. That's 7.3 pip, and then I'll send my TP to this region. That's like 60 pips from where I enter. It's like 8.2 RR. I don't want to take it too far. Some people may want to take it to equilibrium, and that is also fine. I decide to take it to equilibrium right here, and that's like 52 pips. That's cool too. All right. So let's quickly head up to XAUUSD. XAUUSD is pretty short. So we'll just take it. We'll be taking questions on the Telegram group. So you can ask your questions on our Telegram group. All right. So XAUUSD, I've already been expecting and anticipating this short. All right. So we have this guy here. Let's just start from the daily. You know, it's already breaking it. It broke all-time high. So there's nothing much we could do, but we have some POIs here to take note of. We have this boy right here. There's a gap right there. If you would see, we can see there's a gap right there where this candle closes and this one opens. There's a gap right there. So we also have another POI here, not to ignore it. It's right here. A little bit above my eyes. All right, this one too a little bit above. All right, so we're going over to the 4 hour. Let's see what we've got on the 4 hour. I just see liquidity everywhere. Good, just like I said, I'm feeling liquidity everywhere, and that will make me ignore this position, this second one. I'm ignoring it, and I'm looking at this liquidity right here. I'm looking at this inducement right here. So this inducement, we'll take it to, this is the POI right here. So we have this whole POI. Maybe we could box it or we can box it in. Now, why do we have this? We have a structure change from here. We have a sweep of this high, which you see here. What? And then what happened? Price started stalling. We came back and we swept the whole of this low with the impulse. Some people were like, why is gold selling? Come on. We know why it's selling. Because of you guys are become much more used to the buys. You just taking it, continuation, just jumping in wherever you just have the time to press the calculator. It doesn't mean there's something that drives the market. You see all these gaps, the market will definitely come for them. This one, if you remember when we were taking trades like this, like the one we are taking here that we got burnt, right? We are taking a shot from here that we got burnt. The target is 1, 2. But then we're going to take it easy. Once we catch this trade from here, now we have this whole area. Maybe we'll keep it boxed. Just keep it boxed in. All right. From this, once this place gets swept, swept, then we can have sell continuation. I'm just liking the recovery towards the close of Friday session. I'm just liking the recovery it's given here, and so many people will start, stacking them buys from here to clear the highs, and then, well, hopefully they get burnt because I'm not getting burnt for anybody. So if I want to take this trade on limit order, this is what I'll do. So I'll take it here. All right, I'll take it here. I will just set the limit order here. And as I take it here, this is what I'll do. I'll take myself from here. Either you can wait for confirmation, yes. I will also wait for confirmation, but then I will still take it at current market price. Nothing you could do me. So this is like 130 pips. 130 pips. The first target, which is this low from the previous day on Friday, it's like 7RR, which is good, And it's a good thing that this guy did not sweep this whole low, right? It is a good thing he didn't sweep the whole low. In fact, it did not even look at there's a PO right here. It's snubbed. It did not even trigger. Let me point it out. It did not even trigger this POI before it's pushed back up. So meaning price may even decide to use here as a push up. So you have to take off some partials here. All right, once you take off some partials here, maybe we might have the chance to um take another entry for sale. All right, we may have the opportunity to take another entry for sales. So once you take that, our first target is here. Of course, our second target is let's look for equilibrium. Now this is the full range. The full range is between here and this high that we're currently at. That's the full range. So we may decide to use equilibrium as TP2. And I'll just advise you, if you're living in this like 1,700 pips, now I'll just advise you that that's like 13 hour, okay? I'll just advise you that if you're doing anything, you can decide to leave some fragments. Why would I tell you to leave some fragments? Let me show you this little story here. Now, there was a sweep right here. If you would agree with me, a sweep occurred right here. Sweep of this low, right? And we had what next? A break of this high. Now, funny how the break of the high is right here, but we have a low just sitting here. Now, this low, this simple, what would I call it? Simple, um, what I call this? Simple SMC rule or whatever rule, liquidity rule. It tells you this guy is gonna be sweep, right? Unless price engineers liquidity, then it may use probably somewhere here. That is after filling the gap, of course, because it's definitely gonna fill this gap. So let's just say after filling the gap, of course, they may decide that is if it induces liquidity right here, then okay, we might now use this one. But if not, price is going to come back and sweep this low. Since this is a strong low, it may just continue buying after sweeping this low, and then we can have our buy continuation. But for now, guys, we are having this sell, and this is what we're looking at. So the final target, which I would advise you only leave like 0.0001 lot size right now. Okay, is actually this low. Just till at least let us mark, or let's just say till at least the imbalance is filled. That'll be like 2,970 pips approximately, and that's like 22 RR. So even if you're risking like $12 on this trade, or you're risking $12 on this trade, you're looking at 200 or about $300. So, but you have to take partials, right? So, guys, just you don't have to enter immediately. Enter. You can wait for confirmations. Please do wait for confirmation. I advise you wait for your confirmations before you take anything. So remember the G. I told you guys I will take it by if I see some conditions met. For the gold, because of gold peep and the count and the risk to reward, I would not take. If not, I would have said right here, I would have taken a long if price comes there. You see, funny how we did not even go to the lower time frame on gold. Everything was just on the 4 hour and confirmation or refined entry on 2 hours time frame. So this tells you that you don't need to go down to 5 minutes, 15 minutes and strain your eyes to get what you want. So guys, those will be all for now. Please come to the Telegram channel and say something. If at the end of this thing, if you're not on the channel, you can see my name, my email rather. You can always send me an email, and trust me, I'll always respond. I check all my mails. So you guys have a good day. Have a wonderful trading week ahead of you.
Thank you, boss.
That should be